Swami, you realized everything because of Vedavyasa. We are not satisfied with the things you have said. We like to hear more of Jyotirlinga stories, said the Naimisaranya sages. So the Mahamuni began to say, Shipra river is capable of giving mukti to all. There was a town in the name Avantikapuri in its shores. One person in the name Vedapriyan was there. He was a Vedic scholar and lived a life as per Vedas and also did Shiva Puja. As he lived that way, when he left his life, he attained higher positions. He had 4 sons in the name Devapriyan, Vedan, Suviratan and Dharmavati. They also, like their dad, even more than their dad, did Shiva Puja and taught others to lead a life in the Dharma way. As all people there lived in the way they showed, the town itself was so bright as the Almighty. At that time, there was a mountain in the name Ratnamala. Dushana, a Daitya, was ruling there. He did penance towards Brahmadeva and had got boons from him. Because of that, he was against Dharma and mad towards Adharma and disregarded this world. He destroyed all those who lived as per Vedas, like how a lion would kill a rabbit. He troubled the good and elderly people living in Punyasthalas. One day, he came along with his army to Avantikapuri. He looked at the people there and said, Why you people do not obey me? I won over devas and all kings. How far are you all for me? If you all need to survive, stop doing Shiva Puja and telling Veda mantra and do as what I say. He spread his order throughout the town through his ministers and army. But Avantikapuri people did not obey their orders because of that. They continued to do Shiva Puja and meditate on him with even more strong devotion. When this was like this, at Ratnamala, where that Asura ruled, Asura's ministers caught and gave trouble to the Vedic scholars there. Those people escaped and came to Avantikapuri and set the people there their state of living. For that, the Avantikapuri Vedic scholars said they are not so strong to win over that Asura and also that they do not have weapons to fight. They said they were ordinary people like them and only Lord Shiva should protect them. They said them how boldly they do lingas out of sand and do archana and meditate on Lord Shiva. Avantikapuri scholars also asked Ratnamala Vedic scholars to do the same. They also began to do Shivalinga Archana. At that time, the Asura king Dushana came along with his ministers and threatened the Vedic scholars saying, Catch them, beat them, tie them. But as those Vedic scholars were meditating on Lord Shiva and were in Nishta, they did not hear to anything that Asura said. The place where sand was taken for doing Shivalinga was like a big pond. From there, Lord Shiva appeared as Mahakaleshwara. Seeing the way Brahmanas are suffering, Lord Shiva made a big sound. Asuras reduced to ashes. Apart from the Asuras who ran away, the rest all died. As how darkness disappears as soon as sun arises, wicked ones died after Shiva Darshan. Devas put flowers and played their drums. Lord Shiva looked at the Vedic scholars who were meditating and said, Vedic scholars, do not fear. Continue to meditate. Ask what boon you want. They prayed to Lord Shiva and pleaded, Bless us with mukti. You should stay here to protect this world. Lord Shiva, who is very affectionate over his devotees, remained in that pond in the name Mahakaleshwara. He also blessed those scholars with mukti. On having darshan of this Mahakaleshwara Linga, one will not face any troubles even in their dreams. All desires will be fulfilled. Sages, as you all desired, I have said the glory of Mahakaleshwara Jyotirlinga. Now, I will tell the glory of Omkareshwara Jyotirlinga here. One time, Narada Muni, who goes around all the worlds, came to Kokarna Kshetram. There, he did Shiva Darshan. From there, he went to Vindhya mountains. Vindhya mountains welcomed him, did puja, and greeted him. Vindhya mountains looked at sage Narada and said, Maharishi, I have attained all types of happiness. I do not lack with anything. On hearing this, sage Narada decided to put him down. He breathed hard. Why do you breathe hard? Anything wrong with the puja I did? Asked Vindhya mountains. For that sage Narada replied, You have everything, but still Meru mountains is bigger than you. It is regarded by all devas. It is also capable enough for devas to live there. Saying so, he left the place. Vindhya mountains was thinking of that. It thought, what is the use of my existence? I will pray to Lord Shiva and win over Meru mountains. It decided so. It made Omkara yantra. It also made a Parthiva Linga, a linga of sand, and did non-stop puja for 6 months without going anywhere. Lord Shiva became happy. He who cannot be understood even by yogis appeared before Vindhya mountains in the Divya Mankala Rupa. Lord Shiva asked Vindhya mountains, What is your desire? Vindhya mountains said, Give me strength to grow taller than all. One should not give boon which will cause trouble to others. But still, since Vindhya mountains did severe penance, Lord Shiva gave the boon it asked. Lord Shiva also said, But if you become arrogant, then your big form will be reduced by my devotee. At that time, devas and sages came there. Maheshwara, you should remain here as a proof of giving boon to Vindhya mountains, they requested. Lord Shiva also remained there as they requested. A Swayambhulinga Murti in the Omkara Yantra and another Parthiva Linga that was made and done puja by Vindhya mountains. 2 Linga Murtis will be there. Their names are Omkareshwara and Amareshwara. Many, including Devas, did puja to those 2 lingas and attained many boons. Whoever does Omkareshwara puja will not be born again. They will attain all they desire. This is the Omkareshwara Jyotirlinga Mahatmya. Now I will tell the glory of Kedareshwara Jyotirlinga.